Good morning, everyone. It's Ace Kermit Cat here. My upload schedule has definitely been not the best lately, but then again, I don't know. But today, I received something in the mail that I figured I should do a video on, and I've seen people do videos on this, and I figured, you know what? I might as well get one, so I got the one that I thought looked the coolest. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I am talking about the new Thomas Wooden Railway line. They have actually brought it back, and I, for the most part, don't know what to say, but you can't tell by the title of this video, I got Gordon, the big engine, and I gotta say, everyone, sorry this isn't the best lighting, everyone really likes this this new packaging that he comes in, that all the characters come in, and they even got the old logo back, Thomas Wooden Railway, finally. Something that I think only a few people from the reviews I've seen have caught up on is that the track is not only detailed, but it also has grooves cut into it. So they're bringing back clickety-clack track, which is something I flipped out over. I didn't think that would ever happen in a million years. So I figured I'd do an unboxing video and do some tests on this Gordon and you know, to give my overall opinion over it, and, you know, is it worth the price, or, like, you know, is it worth it? I mean, it's $20 on Amazon, so, you know, I mean, I'd say it is worth it, just from what I've seen on videos, but then again, I now actually have a physical model, and I really like it, so... something that I learned recently about the packaging, I think, well, okay, I always knew that you could slide them open so you could see the engine on the inside, but this isn't actually how you're supposed to open the box. See, I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but I can't really pull it out of the box like that. You're supposed to open this side, but it's got a sticker thing, so if you will excuse me for a minute to get a pair of scissors. And I'm back, and I got my trusty scissors, so just gotta do this carefully. I'll try to get as much of this on camera as possible, and without damaging the box too much, because I'd like to keep this box, because the packaging is very, very nice. I don't know if I've said that, but it is. So it opens up from this end, so you can actually pull them out. That's how they did that. I was wondering how they prevented it from sliding out the other end. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. There are these bits of cardboard up here that were keeping it from sliding out the other end. So that's interesting. I was wondering how they did that. But here's I think from what I've seen, all the packaging is completely cardboard. Like none of it is plastic like the old packaging, which I actually do kind of like, because it was always like that. It was always like a spork moment almost. Like, do you put this with the spoons? Or do you put this with the forks? But yeah, I'm gonna move the camera a little bit here. Make sure everything's level. Okay. So how do we get them out of here? Oh, that's right. I remember now. You pull this piece out, I think. Oh, it's still attached. And yeah, he's strapped in. I never really liked this on any toys like that I've gotten over the years. Like, I can kind of understand it for like some things, like smaller destinations, but here this just I don't know. I mean, I guess if it keeps them in the box and prevents theft, and it probably would be easier for me to just, you know, undo the tape, but I've got scissors here. I'm gonna be very careful. I was gonna do a skit where I pulled out my Swiss Army knife and said, but I don't trust myself with this, so I'm gonna use just a regular pair of scissors. But I couldn't find it. There we go. Okay, so I think his tender is free. Hurrah. His tender is free. Hurrah. Come on. Huh? Oh, cool. Someone uploaded a new video. I just got a notification for it. Alright, Come on. This is kind of taking too long. I hope I'm not damaging Gordon while I'm doing this. Okay, there we go. And now Gordon is out. Ta-da! Okay, so I'm just gonna put all this aside. Get this out from Gordon. Okay. And set him on the track. Oh. Beautiful. Splendid. Another really good fancy word that means magnificent. There we go. Okay, so let's look at some details here. So, the first thing that I want to point out is the wheels. Everyone seems to have mixed feel, or at least, you know, a few people that I've seen seem to have mixed feelings on the wheels, but a lot of people say that they kind of distract from the rest of the model, and they do look a little awkward. Like, I don't know how to describe it. In a way, it's similar to Sir Topham Hatt's car, to me at least. For those who own this item, I've had, you know, a few experiences of, like, trying to have it run on the track, and, oh, you can't really see it. Well, you can't really see it at all, but I was, like, trying to run it on the track just now, and, it didn't seem right. And I know it's because it's a car, it's supposed to go on the road, and it definitely works better on the actual, like, road piece section and whatnot, but this is just something that, like, to me, it seems like it just doesn't really fit. I mean, I appreciate the detailing on the wheels, but I don't know, like I'll move him forward so you guys can see just that, like, how wide he is compared to, like, you know, the rest of his wheels. But I mean, aside from, like, the awkward size and shape of the wheels, well, mainly the shape, like how they stick out, I really love the wheels. I love the detailing, and I love how they have, well, okay, really quick. This is just nitpicking, so don't take this too seriously. Technically, Gordon, I'll see if is this thing level? This thing's not straight. There we go. But Gordon in the model series and in the show is like a 462 wheel configuration. So he has like the 4 leading wheels here at the front and then the 6 driving wheels, but then he should have like a second pair of trailing wheels at the back in between him and the tender. And that would have been cool had they been able to do that, but honestly, it doesn't really bother me. So just, as I said, that was just nitpicking, no need to take that seriously. But I really do love how his tender has 3 wheels on it. It's really nice, and honestly, this is something that will probably drive a few people, myself included, insane. His drive wheels, and I will zoom in for this, have counterweights, and I think this is a thing with all of the new models. They all have counterweights drawn onto their wheels, and that is something that is going to drive me insane because it's kind of like the big city engine. Is he anywhere near me so I can demonstrate? I don't think he is. Oh well. Anyway, the counterweights, it's very nice detailing, but when I was like lining them up here for the shot, I made sure to like adjust them all to so it would look cool, and it does look cool, but it's definitely gonna kind of drive me nuts that they're not like all in sync. But then again, it's really just my opinion and all that. So some other detailing aside from the wheels. Let's look at the engine first and zoom out a little bit. Okay. Excuse me, mail coach and tanker. That wasn't on the rails for some reason. So there's plenty of rivets all over the place, and the not the wheel splashes, but the wheel arches are kind of over the drive wheels, but not really the rear drive wheel. But then again, I mean, I kind of always notice that with the Wind Rally models. I mean, I have the original Gordon here. Let's look at the original. Well, not the original, but it's a 2002 Gordon, I think, where they are like pretty much over the wheels, and yeah. So, but aside from the wheel splashes, there's rivets all over the place He's got beautiful red stripes and these handrails, and something that I've kind of noticed with a lot of people's models of Gordon that they've gotten, or actually all of the new Wooden Railway models for 2022, they all have this same, like, I hope it's coming across on camera. It should be. The paint here is a little rough, and I don't know if that's just like a new thing or if that's just how they're going to be made. It might just be one of those like, you know, early production, like, you know, the early days yet, sir. But, you know, I mean, there's other great details aside from the rivets and all that. I think my favorite is the glow in the cab, which, like, indicates that that their fire is lit, which is really nice. And I do like the cab detailing. And I'm glad that the back is just completely blank, like they didn't try to do anything drastic with that to like, you know, simulate that there's like someone in the cab. His dome is very nice. It's the right size. It's plastic. I've also forgotten to mention like all the plastic on this guy. So the wheels and the coal in his tender obviously are made out of plastic, and then his smoke box and his face are also made out of plastic. His dome here is also made out of plastic, but aside from that, the rest is just wood. But it's definitely, it's very nice. It's better than Thomas Wood. We can all agree on that. Something else that I've noticed is the way that they're writing their names on the bottom here, which is, he's got it, like, written from side to side rather than, like, you know, normally with this model of Gordon, we have the front magnet here, and it goes from left to right, obviously, but, you know, the leftmost part of the word is pointing towards the front magnet, and the right is obviously pointing towards back magnet. So that was always handy for me when I was little. Like, whenever I would get their tenders separated, I would, like, look underneath to, like, you know, have them connect on the first try. I was still learning to read at the time, and I was like, oh, you know what? Reading really does come in handy, doesn't it? So, yeah, now, onto the tender. Okay, so, there's not really that much to say about the tender. It has very nice detailing. I don't know why, but I really like the way the number 4 is illustrated on the side. I obviously love the 6 wheels on the tender rather than just 4. Gordon's tender, glad to see that they're still keeping that up. The coal looks very nice. It's definitely different from previous models of Gordon coal. I kind of wish I had like a 2013 CGI Gordon to compare this to, because that's definitely more recent than this 2002 Gordon. But, you know, this was something that I kind of noticed when I was a kid. I remember specifically I noticed this in the episode Old Iron. Like, all the tender engine's wheels had 6 wheels. And I remember the first time I noticed that, I was like, well, why don't the wooden railway wheels have, or the wooden railway tenders have 6 wheels? Why do they only have 4? And then I promptly forgot all about it and just kept watching the episode. But it was just something kind of funny. I guess getting back to Gordon here, because his tender, there's not really that much to say about his tender, but I forgot to say a few things regarding his face. So, I'm going to hold him up close to the camera so everyone can see his face. There seemed to be a lot of, like, everything, like, all of these models, I think there are an equal number of people who love the faces and an equal number of people who don't much care for them. And, I do like this Gordon expression. Like, some people describe this as, like, you know, he's worried that, you know, Stuntman is going to find out he did something bad. Or, you know, someone described this as his, oh, the indignity face or something like that. And, yeah, but I do like it. I can definitely see people, like, you know, using this in a few ways, like Gordon is always worried about something. But I do love the buffer detailing on the front. That's something that I always wanted on all of the Thomas Wooden Railway models. But even when I was a kid and I thought, like, you know, maybe I should try that, I would immediately remind myself, yeah, you know, maybe maybe I shouldn't trust myself with something like that. Actually, wait, is there buffer detailing on the back of the tender? There is not. Interesting. Okay, well, it's definitely an improvement from Thomas Wood. On that, we can all agree. But then again, with his increased size, because, I mean, he's definitely Gordon the Big Engine. We can all agree on that. Like, we all know that. That's his title. But is it possible they've made him too big? I think now we ought to run some tests. First test, I think, is more mobility than anything. So here's one part of my layout where I have a few curves, nothing too treacherous or anything. But we're gonna see how Gordon does running along this, and I'm gonna try and keep the camera from shaking as much as possible. Okay, it might just be because it's the old clickety-clack track, but he seems to ride a little, not rough, but it could definitely use some work. Okay, next test. How tall and or wide is he? Like, is he able to fit in certain places like this engine shed? Well, he doesn't quite fit in all the way, but he fits in just enough, I'd say. So that's nice for the single engine shed. Now let's see how he fits in the works engine repair shop. All right, so definitely gotta help them navigate the switch here. I imagine it's gonna be pretty much the same as the other shed. So he seems to fit in a little bit better in this shed. It might be longer, but then again, okay, if I hold both doors shut back here and then try to close this, yeah, no, you won't be able to shut him in there, but he definitely fits in more than in this shed, the single engine shed. So now let's see how he fits in the roundhouse. Well, it seems he had a little bit of a hiccup there with the door regarding his wheels, so I suppose with the older roundhouses that might be a problem. But then again, I think I saw some pictures of them releasing some newer ones. Might be good, might not be good, I don't know. Yeah, he's not going to fit in this roundhouse all the way, so hopefully they'll make it big enough for him to fit in the new one that they're making. It isn't wrong, but we just don't do it. I forgot Henry was the one who said that. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is the moment everyone has been waiting for. How does he work on the turntable? Woo! Woo! I guess he doesn't fit. However, I do have this. Ow. This is the 14-way turntable made by a wooden railway brand company called Orbium, I think. I could be wrong, but it's a 14-way turntable, so if you look that up, I'm certain you'll find something similar to this. And I've used this on my previous layouts, but I haven't used this on my current layout. In fact, actually, I haven't used any of the other turntables I have because I have a bunch of the tiny red ones that can only fit tank engines. But this is just one last test to see if Gordon, no, you come back here, to see if Gordon can fit on this one. Because I don't remember the exact length of this one, but it seemed to be longer than the roundabout action turntable over there. And I'm not even going to attempt, even try to use brown turntable. Come here, Gordon. So, let's see here if he fits. Well, would you look at that? He fits! Wonderful. So I guess there is a way to spin him around with a turntable, but, you know, I guess it's only if you specifically have this turntable or something similar to it. One final gripe I have about this Gordon is that he has a little bit of trouble going over switches. I don't know if this is just because of the new bogey size or if it's the wheels, but I just thought it's something to take on board. No pun intended. And of course, there are going to be some other places they won't really be able to fit. Off camera, I tried to fit him on the Sodor Bay Bridge, and he has a little bit of trouble getting through there, but not too much, fortunately. But I will say this, he definitely looks good pulling his express coaches. Given his wheels can kind of cause some problems with some of the older destinations, and he has trouble going over switches, and he can't really fit on a turntable, I give him an 8 out of 10. Other than that, it's a very good model. I love the face, I love the detailing, and you know, who knows, maybe in the future, Mattel might make a turntable that he can fit on. So, yeah, this video is kind of dragged on a little too long now, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here before anything else happens. I guess if I am going to get any more of these new Thomas Wooden Railway items, I suppose my next item might be Percy or James, because apparently Percy is a really good model. So anyway, this is Ace Kermit Cat with 2022 Gordon saying good night, folks.
I'll think of something original to say later.